I told y'all that the only reason that Shakur Stevenson and Jaron Boots Ennis both signed with Eddie Hearn was because they from Newark, New Jersey and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They not cut like that. The only reason that Boots Ennis and Shakur Stevenson signed with Eddie Hearn was to fight Eddie Hearn's stable full of bums. To protect that zero, both them guys is not cut like that.
You remember the night you fought Tank?
Y'all been following that back and forth between Eddie Hearn and Brian Norman Sr. Eddie Hearn is trying to fool the public into thinking that Brian Norman does not want the fight. Everybody check out this tweet from Sports Quote talking about Norman turned down around $1.5 billion for the fight. Eddie Hearn said, nah, he turned down more.
Stop the cap.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Eddie Hearn knows how to manipulate the media, manipulate the public into believing that what he's saying is true. Then Eddie Hearn said, we sent 3 offers already. The team are either diluted or just using Jaron Boots and his name. Interviews dropping soon. Hopefully they are more serious than the negotiating suggests.
Look at you scared now, you hoe.
Shout out to the homie Brian Norman Sr. I hit the man up on Instagram. I sent him the screenshot. I said, yo, is this true? F Jaron Boots Ennis. Brian Norman said, we told him $2 million. My son would have made $960,000 and Boots would have made $5 million. Get the hell out of here.
Motherfucker shoot you in your shit.
So I said, dang, they tried to lowball Brian. He said, yes sir, absolutely.
And you ain't even about none of that.
Hey yo, Eddie Hearn, bro. You can't fool nobody no more. You tried to pay Brian Norman $960,000 while Jaron Boots Ennis made $5 million. Tell me you don't want to fight without telling me that you don't want to fight. Jaron Boots Ennis and Eddie Hearn together just ain't cut like that.
So you can go on and stop the cap. Eddie Hearn, you trying to spend this. Check this out. The first offer was was less than a third of what Boots made for David Avenesian. David Avenesian is only famous for getting beat by or getting knocked out by Bud. We was picking at David Avenesian. We was picking at his name and everything about David Avenesian before he fought Bud. Now all of a sudden David Avenesian is a name. It's the same thing I said about everybody got to be attached to a person, then they become a name. All right. So now your first offer was that, and it was literally just a little bit more than what you gave David Avenesian, and my son is a world champion. He brings to the table the exact same thing that Boots brings to the table. Boots doesn't bring anything more to the table than my son brings. It's a unification bout. He has his belt. My son has his belt. My son is taking all the chances. He's taking all the risks. You got it? So that's what you do. The second offer was less than half of what Boots made his last fight. The third offer was half of what Boots made his last fight. To be exact, damn near. It was literally half of what Boots made his last fight. So imagine what Boots is going to make in this unification bout. Considerably more than he just made in his last fight. So not speaking actual numbers, I'm speaking actual facts. Tell me I'm lying. That's what it was. You did not want to make this fight. The only reason you did this was to tell Boots and his team that you tried to make the fight. You did not make the fight. I gave Boza the numbers. I told Boza what the numbers was. Both know that's some bullshit.
Brian Norman Sr. is absolutely right. Eddie Hearn is trying to protect Jaron Boots Ennis just because Boots Ennis is signed with Matchroom. Eddie Hearn is trying to fool the public into believing that he got the best fighter on the planet. The same Boots Ennis that ducked the Terrence Boyd Crawford fight. Let's not forget that.
Why, kids? Why?
Coach Kenny Ellis, Gervonta Davis' assistant trainer, put on Instagram, if Jaron Ennis vs. Brian Norman don't happen, can we get Jaleel Hackett vs. Brian Norman? I would love to see that fight since Jaron Boots Ennis is scared of Brian Norman.
I don't glorify that.
What Eddie Hearn really got to do is take the training wheels off of Jaron Boots Ennis. What Eddie Hearn got to do is let Jaron Boots Ennis come out and play. But then again, Boots Ennis is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We already know how they get down.
Sunday it is.
It all makes sense to me now. Jaron Boots Ennis is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We know they not cut like that. Shakur Stevenson from Newark, New Jersey. They not cut like that. I'm so petty that I'm gonna read y'all this old tweet again. It's from Mike Coppinger. It says, Gervonta Tank Davis vs. Vasily Lomachenko talks are completely off. Lomachenko has decided to take some time away from boxing. Potential options for Gervonta Davis will include Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, and Isaac Cruz. What does this tweet mean? I'ma tell y'all. Shakur Stevenson did not have a fight. Gervonta Tank Davis didn't have a fight. So what did Shakur Stevenson do when he had the opportunity to fight Gervonta Davis?
They think they gonna get 30 million. You know what I'm saying? When they are on free TV.
The man priced himself out. Shakur Stevenson is all talk on the internet. Do y'all remember last week when Shakur Stevenson said, quote, "Somebody tell Greg Hackett I'm gonna fly his people to Chicago, Illinois to make sure he's straight in Chicago." He was talking about me. He was talking about me boxing his homie Greg Hackett. Nothing happened last Sunday. Shakur Stevenson is all internet. I'm telling y'all firsthand that Shakur Stevenson ain't nothing but an internet goof troop.
Sunday it is.
Immediately after Shakur Stevenson did not do a damn thing, then the man announced his retirement from Twitter. I'm telling y'all, if you are signed to Matchroom and you are from the United States of America, in my personal opinion, you should be ashamed of yourself. Boots Ennis from Philly, Shakur Stevenson from Newark, New Jersey. Both these guys just ain't cut like that.
Sunday it is. Sunday it is.